Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Telamont Tanthul. Today I'm going to show you a detailed objective assessment or review of Rachel Summers. Okay, before we go into her build, I'll show you first how you can acquire her. That's through the Danger Room. She has her own special training and it's worth 4,500 crystals. Now I'm going to answer the question whether or not she's worth the crystal cost. And as you can see here, once you purchase this package or this special training, you have to clear certain tasks like participate in danger room, win, use certain exclusive skill, be an MVP for highest damage dealt or highest exclusive skill count, etc. Okay, so you just have to complete those, and then until you reach this part where you can get her at tier 2 is actually pretty easy, especially if you use Luna Snow, because Luna Snow is the one, for this week at least, she's the one that deals the most damage. So you are guaranteed to have this MVP for highest damage dealt, and which gives you 125 points. That's a lot of progress in this training, so it's pretty easy. I think I was able to get her after 5 or 10 entries into the danger room. Okay, so now let's take a look at how I build her. This is actually pretty basic and more or less temporary because as you can see, I lack one of the most crucial materials, which is gold. Okay, so let's take a look at her stats. The cooldown is pretty much capped. Attack speed also is just 1 point away to be capped. Crit rate, that's good enough because she has a crit rate bonus of 20%, so that's gonna give me 60. It's more or less okay. Then crit damage is pretty much low, and ignore defense is okay. As for the Urus, so energy attack, crit damage, and ignore defense depends on which ones you lack in your cards. And as for the skills, I only prioritize the 4th and the 5th skill because I think these are the ones that deal most damage. The 3rd one also deals respectable damage, but as you can see, I lack gold, so I wasn't able to cap this one or to max this out. But yeah, I would recommend that you max out at least the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th skill. The 1st and the 2nd, I just use them for when the 3 other skills are on cooldown. And I gave her Power of Hungry Hawk, and it's on stage 7 right now. This custom gear is pretty much temporary, so I only was after for the damage proc, which is 160%. Okay, and resist is garbage, and snare effect is also garbage. Now let's take a look at her skills. The second, the tier 2 passive is actually pretty decent. It has increased guaranteed dodge rate by 40%, which is pretty much weird for a weird or unique for a blast type character. Okay, because usually it's the speed types that have guaranteed dodge rate. This is even higher than Kitty Pride's, I think 20 or 25% only. And then we have 35% chance to penetrate super armor, all damage immune effect, which means that you need not equip her with a CTP of destruction. So perhaps rage if you want to go PvE type, or regeneration if you want to go PvP. And then we'll discuss later on which game mode she excels best. Okay, the first skill is pretty much basic, and the decrease all defense down is actually applicable only to Shadowland or timeline battle if your if your enemies don't have debuff. But for world bosses and GBR, this does not apply, okay, because it does not have ignore immunity. Second is also all damage immune, all defense down, but not against bosses. Third is actually third has some of the is just like Jean Grey's fit skill, except it does not ignore guard break immunity. And then the tier 1 passive is actually uh, pretty interesting because it has immunity to charm effect, which means that she will not be affected by she has like a semi debuff passive, so she will not be affected by Luna, by Scarlet Witch, by Enchantress. And then immunity also to dominance and spirit effect, and he and she has 75% chance to become immune to mind damage. And then the fourth one has decreases fire resist, but unlike Emma Frost fit skill, this does not apply to bosses. Okay, and then the all defense down does not also apply to bosses. And this was what I was telling you about the crit rate. Oh, yeah, actually, it's not 20%, but it's 30% crit rate increase. So pretty much I'll be near the cap because the crit rate cap is 75. So 48 times, I mean, plus 30. Oh, I'm actually over the cap already. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Crit rate 30, all speed 1, and then at increase all attack by 30%, and it has a recovery HP recovery of 15%, which is pretty decent but not really that meta defining. Okay, so PvE wise, she really has a lot of potential because her basic damage, or her base damage rather, are kinda high compared to other X-Men, what do you call this, native tier 1. Okay, so we'll not be discussing Wolverine, we'll not be comparing her to Jean Grey, for instance, because Jean Grey is native tier 2, and she is already T3 eligible. So I think in comparison to Emma Frost and what do you call this, Iceman, she has quite an advantage over them. And then and it's mostly on the cancelable skills, just like her mother Jean Grey, and also that the base damage is actually pretty decent. Although Iceman's damage is also okay, and Emma Frost's damage is way, I think, more or less better than more or less, no, actually it's better than Rachel Summers, because she already has a uniform, especially now with the Phoenix 5 uniform, which I will actually do a review on later, either today or perhaps tomorrow. But yeah, without uniform, she, I think, surpasses Emma. Okay, so I usually go open with 4 and then proc on 5. And then for the regular rotation, just 3. Oh, we missed the proc there. 4 and then 5. It's really pretty tight. I missed the 4th skill there. It is actually pretty low for I mean the stage rather. I should have gone for floor 50. By the way, I'm not gonna finish this one because I still have to test a few characters, and I'm also gonna test her against Call Obsidian. So yeah, we'll just see how how fast she can we can whittle down Ebony Moss HP 2, 2 or 1. See, actually the animation of the third skill is better than Jean's. This is more like a combination of the third skill of what do you call this? Third skill of got her name. Singularity and the fifth skill of Jean Grey. So this is like a combination of it. Perhaps the devs just run out of ideas and then they just combine the animation. But I really suck at the proc, There you go. As you can see, it's even with very low recovery rate. She's still recovering a lot of HP, and as you can see, she's already in full health now. So in terms of survivability in PvE, it's not a problem. The problem is to lock Ebony because he's really slippery. So that's why I use Scarlet there and call this Sue. Okay, so I think we'll stop there. We have about 2 minutes left, and we whittled Ebony Moss HP down to 2. And that even despite the fact that I messed her proc a lot. So let's try Colobsidian. For Colobsidian, let's see. How far did I? 49? Not really. Let's try 35. Okay, with the same team. Maybe Luna here for the charm. If you have Iceman, one of the what I call this most common complaint of players about him is that he does not have a heal, which is pretty pretty disappointing because they gave Luna 2 skills with heal, and then they can't give Iceman even just 1. So I don't know. Anyway, so at least Rachel here has a heal, so we won't be having that much problem surviving Black Dwarf or Colobsidian. Okay, so let's try rocking on the 5th here. Okay. Just 2 bars in 1 minute. Oh yeah, we don't have guard break immunity. Oh wait, but We should have super armor with what do you call this? Fury's passive. But we're still being guard broken by Black Dwarf. This is why he's one of the, I mean, second most annoying um, world boss, just second to Thanos. Hmm. It would be pretty dope though if Rachel has all defense down that applies to the bosses, because just to buff up her damage more. But her skill animation are actually pretty good, especially the third skill and the fifth skill. Fourth skill is okay also. Wait, let me just. Alright, just to be safe, but actually we are getting punished a lot here. So let's see if she can recover just enough HP. Okay, so maybe as a, I think we're gonna die. Oh, we just died. All right, so it's actually it's my fault because I'm playing her safe. I was just trying to face down Black Dwarf, and you know that he deals a lot of damage and guard breaks a lot. So yeah. Let's try 30 maybe. When they gave us the teaser on Rachel Summers and Kid Omega, if you remember, they were actually on fire, right? So I was actually expecting them to be dealing pure fire damage. But as you saw the skills earlier, only the fourth and the fifth deal fire damage, and then the rest deal basic energy damage. I still suck at the proc though. Wait. I'm not sure. I think the cooldown and the skills are kinda awkward because I don't know. I just need more practice on her, or I have to do this without talking so that I can easily see what's going on. By comparison, also to Kid Omega, I think in terms of animation, Kid Omega's fit skill is better. In terms of damage, I still have to check that because my Kid Omega is only at 4-star, I think. I'm grinding her the usual, so just getting as much bias as I can. I only use a 4-star rank up ticket on him. Oh, I should not have canceled that because the co-op actually on this is actually pretty interesting because the co-op button actually gives her or activates her fit skill, which is good. Okay, I think we can clear this, especially when what do you call this, weapon hex is able to whittle down the defense of Black Dwarf. And we die again. Anyways, at least now you have an idea how much she fares against these two bosses. Okay, now let's try to see how useful she is in PvP. So I'm trying to get demoted to platinum actually, so that's why, as you can see here, I have more. Oh wait, I actually have more wins. Why is this? But I did not play in some days. Okay, so let's just fight against the top teams. Top teams here. Okay, so here's the thing. Silver Surfer's reflect is actually pretty annoying against Rachel, because Rachel deals pure energy damage. So we'll just go ahead and eliminate Quicksilver using Jean Grey first, and then just have Rachel fight against the two other Cyclops and Colossus, and let's see if she can do that. But as we look at her kit earlier, she does not really have enough protection for PvP. So if you wanna build her for PvP, Regen, I think, or Authority would be best for her. And then just avoid reflect characters like Silver Surfer, and of course what do you call this, even let's see here if we can, and we just died. Okay, so let's just have Jean Grey take care of it. This pretty much sad, but anyway, Cyclops is tier 3, so it's fine. Let's find a different team here. You could have at least given her super armor. Okay, so let's try Doom. Doom and Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel has ignore iframe, so she's really gonna struggle here. Okay, so let's just get rid of Silver Surfer first. And then let's open with the fit skill, because it has there we go, we're able to get rid of Doom. Fit skill again, fourth skill, and then the third, and we just died. Okay, but take note, we're just level 70, and then Doom is we're just level 60 and Doom is level 70, so I think that says something. But yeah, still a poor showing. How about we go to let's see, just against tier 2 Ant-Man, tier 3 okay, so let's try this. Technically Spider-Man here has the type advantage because his speed, and Rachel is blast. So let's see how this goes. So let's get rid of Silver Surfer, and then Rachel has ignored dodge, so she should be able to handle, and she didn't. That's just so sad. What's the gear here? This is, oh, it's destruction. Okay, so let's just end this quick. So if it's pretty obvious that Rachel is really having trouble um, in terms of PvP, but take note also that I built her offensively, so that's one thing to consider as well. Let's try okay, this one, Strive. She's not immune to fractures, so she may not be able to, what do you call this, recover her HP when Strive hits. Oh, but take a look at that. She obliterates Strive. Okay, so I think that's enough for now. So the verdict. The verdict is Rachel worth of 4,500 crystals? I would say yes, because she really has a lot of potential in terms of PVE, and especially when she gets her uniform. Take note also that compared to other crystal locked characters like Emma Frost, Sabretooth, and Iceman, she's more or less she actually cost less, because once you buy, let's say, Sabretooth 2,500, and then to get him to tier 2 you need additional 1,250, and then another 1,250, so that's 2,500, so that's practically 5,000 crystals if you're lucky, and then if you're unlucky you're gonna spend another 1,250 crystals for the additional bios. And you don't have any, what do you call this, crystal refund, unlike Rachel, because you're actually gonna get, I think, 1,250 crystal refund if you clear this task. So I actually cleared already all the crystal rewards, so I only have the gold left here. So yeah, in terms of cost, she cost less, and also if you really want to, just grind her the regular way, you can just wait until you get the I think platinum. Yeah, if you get at least the platinum chest at the end of the season, so you have the chance to get her bios. But that's the thing, you have how many? 1, 2, 3, 15, 16, 17 characters, so 1 over 17 chance to get her bias. It's pretty low, unless of course yeah, it only says you're one of the items shown above, so yeah, it's not even a guarantee that you're gonna get her bias after the season ends. So again, if you are really the patient type, which I am not, by the way, you can just grind her regularly. So just play Danger Room as many times as possible and win as many battles as possible, so that you can get at least the platinum chest and have the chance to get her bias. Platinum, vibranium, and challenger chest, these are the ones where you get the chance to get her bias. Lower than that, you won't have her. So only Kid Omega and yeah, the other X-Men. All right. So again, she is for me, I think, worth the 4,500 crystal cost, as long as of course you have enough resources to spend that, and also. But in terms of PvP, she really, as you can see earlier, she really does struggle, because if you take a look at her basic kit, there's practically nothing here that would protect her, except the fifth one, because she has recovery, HP recovery here, but the rest are pretty much offensive. So maybe though, if they could give her something like Chin Grace, ignore guard break immunity, or ignore targeting, just like Captain Marvel's fourth skill. So I think she's gonna be PvP meta. But right now, she's okay. But don't expect to see her, or to see teams including her in timeline battle anytime soon. Okay, and then do I think she's a must buy character given all the metas that we have right now? No, I don't think so. But again, if you are a fan of the character, then don't even think about anything else. Just go ahead and get her and max her out as soon as you are able, because again, part of the fun of the game is to be able to play on your favorite characters. If she is your favorite, then go ahead. You didn't even have to watch this video to reaffirm your decision to whether or not to get her. But yeah, objectively though, I would say that she's still worth the 4,500 crystals, because if you are going to I don't know, maybe count the probabilities of getting her, and then just to think that we're not even sure how many bios or X genes you're gonna get after the what do you call this, after the season ends. And what's worse is, even if, let's say, in 1 week you have her bios, let's say you have, for 1 week you have, let's say, 15 X genes, because you are able to get the platinum chest, and then in the succeeding weeks you don't even get any of her bios. So it may take, I don't know, as long as some people, it may take you even a year or longer than that to be able to get her to tier 2 if you don't get the special training package. Okay, so I hope that this video helps you in deciding whether or not she's really worth the crystal cost, and whether or not she's really worth the hype as well, because she's, in terms of character design and animation, I think she's pretty awesome. Okay, later on I'll try to see, when I get her to level 70 and get her a better custom gear, and even better Urus, I'll try to see if she can clear giant boss raid during the season of or during the time when master mold is combat type, so that we have a type advantage, or even any type, and then we'll just see if Rachel has any chance of clearing Master Mold with just one support, and perhaps Kid Omega lead. Oh no, 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 not Kid Omega. Um, any lead for that matter, even Kitty Pride would do. Okay, so thank you for watching, and see you again next time. Bye for now.